In this video, traders are going to look at the question, is it really possible to make just 3% a day, every day, without fail? Stay tuned. Hey guys, well, welcome to you. Alright, so question came in. It said, is it really possible to make 3% a day, every day, without fail? This is the key part, the without fail. We'll get to this in a second. So the question is kind of, listen, I want to do day trading. This is from a day trading perspective. Obviously, swing trading, you know that you're going to have ups and downs. You're just going, your equity just runs with literally the price action of the charts that you're trading, the instruments you're trading. So every day it's possible to make 3% a day without fail. So let's address the first part, which is it possible to make 3% every day. So if we just said we had a modest £10,000 account, $10,000 account, 3% of that is going to be £300. Is it possible to make £300 a day? Yes, of course it is, because even if you are risking £100 of your account, which would be a 1% risk, 10% being 1,000, 1% being 100. Let's say you just had a 1% risk on your account, which is quite low. Let's say you went to 2% again, which is quite low. You're basically risking 200 to make 300. Well, you should be able to do that, right? That risk reward ratio is pretty low and pretty effective. If you think about a chart, you've got a chart here, and let's say you've got, I don't know, let's go on the assumption that you make risking 150 to make this maths nice and easy for ourselves. Let's say we're risking 1.5%. So let's say we're risking 15 pips. So I'm keeping this very, very simple. So there's your level there of your entry. There's your stop loss, your 15 pip stop loss. If your target's 300 and you're targeting 30 pips, that would kind of give you what you wanted, right? If you had your position size correct and you were going long, you just have to get it to there and you kind of work out. And even if your success rate wasn't that great, then you would, and if you were spread betting, guys, this would be like £10 a point or equivalent, wherever you're trading. Think about 30 pips, you make £300. You lost 150 pips, you'd lose £150, which would be our 1.5%. So look, if we're just doing kind of back of a cigarette paper, or back of a cigarette packet maths, you can see that it works. And even if you had, let's say you had a few losers there, a few winners would kind of sort you out, right? Because a few losers there would be 30 pips down, but in a few winners, you'd be making 30 pips to negate that, and the other 30 pips will give you 300. So however we wrap it up, it's very, very feasible and very, very possible. And we could even perhaps dial down the size and increase the quantity and volume and stuff. But you get the point. It's very, very simple if we had, say, a £10,000 account to kind of make that kind of stuff. And even if we had a £1,000 account, then, you know, we're still talking in percentages. 3% would still be £30. It would all still work out. So yes, very, very possible. We're not talking excessive leverage here either. You were not looking for huge things, not talking 30% a day. Very, very comfortable, very, very easy. Now, the bit that's interesting is this part, every day without fail. That's the bit that you can't guarantee. And if we could guarantee it, then you'd just be scaling everything up. You know, if you knew you were going into the day guaranteed 3%, would you not just put every single ounce of money you have fully leveraged and trade every single day? Of course you would. And we don't guarantee any returns. We can't guarantee returns, which is why we don't do that, which is why we have risk management, because you may well have a run of 5, 10, 15, even 30 days where you've got this, but then again, you might come into the next day and you lose money, and then you lose money. Maybe you lose money a few days in a row. Maybe that upsets you and your trading strategy doesn't work, or upsets your kind of mojo. And so, you know, it's impossible to guarantee any level of return every day without fail. And I've kind of touched on this before, but I briefly want to kind of mention it now, is that framing your success around a daily return is not the best way of doing things. In my experience, in my opinion, it's not the best way of doing things. When I personally changed my mindset from this kind of thing, I want to make X a day, to, you know, let me extend that time frame and go, okay, well, this is my quarter target, this is my monthly target, maybe weekly, depending on, but generally not. I mean, if you're really active, then okay, weekly is not too bad, but the cyclical nature of the markets mean that you might just have a bad week, and if you come to Friday trying to get it all back because you want to hit your goal, it's a bit dangerous. You know, monthly, quarterly, far better. You don't have to worry then about a bad week. But what you do is when there's a good week and there's good opportunity, you're in sync with the market, your price action strategy is working, etc., etc., etc. You put the throttle down a little bit because you know, hey, I want to increase the P&L for this week so that I'm on track to hit my target, whatever that may be, in a month, 2 months, a quarter, however you framed it. So really possible to make 3% a day. It's relatively easy, I put in inverted commas, and a 1 day. I mean, you can make far more. As you can see, the numbers here are reasonable, normal for most traders. There's nothing unusual there, a risk-reward ratio or risk, etc. But it's this part here, without fail. You know, we cannot guarantee it. We don't know what's going to happen intraday. And if we try and force stuff and we try to get that 3%, what tends to happen is, you know, we'll lose money first couple of trades. And let's say we've got a stop loss of, I don't know, 45 pips, for example, and we hit that pretty early on. A lot of people overrule that because they want to get back to break even, because they think, well, okay, I'm down 450. If my target's 300 on the day, that means if I stop now, even if I have my 2 days, I hit my target tomorrow and the day after, I'm still going to be only up 150 or whatever that is, and you know, it doesn't seem worth it because I've only got 1 day in the week to make my 300 and I'm only going to 4, and they start doing this mental maths in their head and it becomes challenging from a kind of emotional perspective and discipline perspective. So perfectly possible, guys, but every day, you know, get that out of your head if you can and start to think of things a little bit longer term. Even if you are a very, very short-term trader, scalper, I know it's tempting to say, okay, I want to make money every day, but it's far better, in my opinion, to stretch that out. If you can't go for the month, then at least try a week or 2 weeks and see how you get on with that. Anyway, guys, hope that's helpful. See you next one. Take care. Bye-bye.